News.mc on Monaco Info is brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties. Bringing you news on Monaco's economy, culture, sports and more. Welcome to News.mc, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Coming up on News.mc, discover past week's top stories and meet the people who make Monaco.
My name is Enrica Segon. I am the president of La Clinique Monte-Carlo and you are watching News.mc on Monaco Info.
What's been making headline in the past week? A new foundation celebrating the life and legacy of Eddie Jordan was officially launched in Monaco on May the 23rd, months after the former F1 team boss and broadcaster passed away in South Africa. The Eddie Jordan Foundation aims to carry forward the values he championed: fearlessness, generosity and boundless enthusiasm. A fitting location for a man who made the Principality his playground. A commemorative book was also unveiled, featuring 25 inspirational lessons from Jordan's life, reflecting his mottos like "Never give up" and "Think big." Family, friends and admirers gathered to honor his remarkable journey. As ever, the Monaco Grand Prix transformed the Principality into a dazzling spectacle of speed, luxury and celebration. The world's most iconic street race brought its trademark blend of sporting drama and high society allure, drawing fans and celebrities alike to the sun-soaked harbour. From the paddock to the grandstands, famous faces mingled with motorsport royalty. Zinedine Zidane, Max Verstappen and global stars like Charles Leclerc and Mika Hakkinen shared the spotlight with performers and influencers, while Their Serene Highnesses Prince Albert II and Princess Charlene welcomed guests in the traditional Monte-Carlo style. Fans flocked to Rue Princesse Caroline and beyond in full racing regalia. Ferrari reds, Mercedes silvers and Monegasque flags waved with pride. Pop-up shops, exclusive lounges and red carpet parties added to the electric atmosphere. Behind the scenes, preparations were no less precise. Medical and emergency teams from the CHPG, the Monaco Red Cross, and international partners worked tirelessly, with extra personnel and rapid response teams stationed around the circuit. The scale of the operation matched the scale of the crowds. But Monaco is more than a race, it's a business hub. Sponsors, investors and team principals networked over champagne as brands fought for visibility on one of sport's most glamorous stages. With its proximity to the Cannes Film Festival and deep-rooted motorsport heritage, the Grand Prix remains the ultimate convergence of power, prestige and promotion. The emotional weight of the race was palpable, especially with Charles Leclerc on pole. The home hero was the centre of attention all week, and his supporters dared to believe. From young fans draped in Ferrari flags to hopeful Monegasques who remember last year's historic victory, all eyes were on the Scarlet Car. As night fell, Monaco transformed again. Street parties lit up La Condamine and Port Hercule, where music pulsed through luxury yachts and terraces. Tourists, locals and VIPs danced in the same rhythm as the cars that roared through the streets just hours earlier. And then the race. In a strategic thriller shaped by tyre tactics and tight margins, it was McLaren's Lando Norris who stole the show. Keeping his composure through multiple pit cycles and late race pressure, he inherited the lead just one lap from the checkered flag. Leclerc, valiant but unable to reclaim the advantage, settled for second, with Oscar Piastri in third. Monaco had all the glamour and drama it promised, capped off by a win that no one saw coming. The 20th edition of the Games of the Small States of Europe opened on May the 27th with a colourful and emotional ceremony at the Estadi Nacional in Andorra as 123 athletes proudly represented Monaco in the traditional Parade of Nations. His Serene Highness Prince Albert II attended the celebration, which featured the lighting of the Olympic flame by a local schoolgirl and marked the final ceremonial speech of outgoing IOC President Thomas Bach. With 69 men and 54 women competing across 12 disciplines, Monaco has sent its largest ever delegation to the Games. Events include judo, athletics, swimming, tennis, volleyball, rugby and karate. The atmosphere in the team has been one of unity and determination, with athletes calling it a mini-Olympics and a reward for years of dedication. Interior Minister Lionel Beffa praised the strong early performances and emphasized the importance of sport in the Principality. With Monaco set to host the next games in 2027, this year's edition also provides a valuable opportunity for the Monegasque delegation to observe best practices and begin logistical preparations for the event's return home. Monaco's Marcel Ravin has been named top chef at the 2025 Hotel and Lodge Awards held in Paris on May 13th. Ravin, executive chef at Blue Bay and Elsa, was honored for his bold culinary style, fusing Caribbean roots with Mediterranean finesse. The Hotel and Lodge Awards celebrate global excellence in hospitality, and Ravin's triumph highlights both his personal creativity and the Principality's fine dining reputation. Société des Bains de Mer, SBM, posted stellar results for the 2024 to 2025 financial year on May the 28th, with turnover up 9% to 768 million euros, marking a new record. Operating income rose to 74.5 million euros, while consolidated profit hit 110 million euros. The hotel and restaurant sectors drove much of this success, with restaurant revenue alone up 24%. Real estate also performed strongly, delivering 100 million euros in operating income. Gaming, traditionally a flagship sector, dipped by 3%, but SBM cited its strict compliance with international standards as a factor. SBM chairman Stéphane Valery praised the work of the company's 5,000 employees and confirmed a continued focus on innovation, with new openings set to elevate the resort's appeal even further. Monaco's Rocker team suffered heartbreak in their first ever EuroLeague final, falling 80-70 to Fenerbahce on May the 25th. Despite a strong start and early lead, the Monegasques gradually lost momentum as the Turkish side raised their defensive intensity. Nigel Hayes-Davis named Final Four MVP, and Marko Guduric led the charge, with veteran Eric McCollum proving decisive off the bench. Disappointment was evident post-match, with most Monaco players skipping media duties. Captain Mame Diaté acknowledged the bitter defeat, but urged the team to regroup for the French League playoffs. Over 400 Monaco fans made the journey to Abu Dhabi, showcasing growing support for this rising club. The Roca team didn't have long to recover from their EuroLeague disappointment, facing Le Mans 76-69 on Wednesday, May the 28th, in the first leg of the Betclic Elite quarter-finals. Despite missing Mike James, Monaco overcame a tenacious Le Mans side that led after 3 quarters. Mathieu Strazel led the comeback with 17 points, including crucial plays in the final stretch. Le Mans, who had beaten Monaco 3 times this season, pushed hard but couldn't hold on as Monaco raised their defensive intensity in the final quarter. Next up, our exclusive interview with the personalities driving the Principality.
My name is Enrica Segond. I'm a plastic surgeon and I come from Italy. I was born in Catania. It's a city in a very beautiful island in the south of Italy. I'm from Sicily. I've been plastic surgeon here in Monaco since almost 30 years, and I recently opened a new clinic. La Clinique Monte-Carlo is the first clinic of aesthetic surgery here in Monaco. I've been coming in Monaco when I was, I think I was about 12, 13 years old. I was coming here with my parents. I met a young Monegasque man who is now my husband. And that's the reason I moved from South Italy to Monaco. And then I've been, of course, traveling a lot because of my job. You know, to be the best in this practice, you need to learn from the best. So this made me traveling all around the world to go and see eminent surgeons in this specialty. For me, it was a little paradise. This little country who is on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea, it made me feel like home. And so when I arrived in Monaco, I said, I think I could make my life here without missing home. Since my young age, I was really passionate about the anatomy of the body, how we made her, how the body is made, how it works. When I finished high school, I enrolled to the medicine school. And then I met, during my internship in medicine, I met a professor of plastic surgery who was taking care of malformations, to see how we can transform a life, the future life of a little girl, how I could see the joy of the parents the day they discover the new face of their little baby. I think this makes me think it was my calling. This was the way I wanted to do surgery. The aim is to have for Monaco the excellence, the best expertise. So we have doctors, they are bringing this to Monaco, to Monegasque patients, but also attracting patients all over the world for their experience and their expertise. I see, as a plastic surgeon, I see patients coming for reconstructive, but I see also patients coming just because they want to feel better in their age, or they want to correct some defects that are difficult to live with. In fact, I moved from reconstructive surgery at the beginning of my career to aesthetic surgery. That's why I could move from reconstructive to aesthetic surgery. For me, it's surgery or well-being. In aesthetic surgery, I think we have still a little bit more women coming than men. The last 10, 15 years, we have more and more men coming. The tendency is, for women and for men, it's asking for less invasive procedures, the best natural results. So I think that's why men are coming more to aesthetic surgery, because now they can see that with the new techniques, with this less invasive technique, we can get natural results. And I think the first demand of men when they come to see us is, I don't want nobody to see I have done surgery. Regenerative medicine is not only for aesthetic medicine. It's a medicine who works in all body. So there are orthopedists working with it to improve joints, to improve ligaments, in the dentistry, in any part of the medicine. There is a growing interest to this medicine. One of my passions is traveling all together. So we have seen most of the country. I have a list. I put my cross every time we visit a new country. And I never been in a country that has all this quality than Monaco. It can go from the weather, the professionality in job, the security. Now we have an hospital in Monaco, and we are going to have the new hospital in Monaco, and I'm sure it will be one of the well-known hospitals in Europe. I'm sure. I don't know if I will be able to be here to see that, but I see that everything is doing to attract the best practitioner, the best practice, and I think this is very, very important. I would say the passion for my job. I think when you have a passion, you can do a lot. You can do it all. Of course, sometimes you have to make choice. I would say, for my part, I have been always try to prioritize my family. Sometimes I had to sacrifice some professional opportunity. I remember I was feeling guilty sometimes towards my children. I tried to spend most of the time with them because, you know, time never comes back, so time lost is lost. So sometimes it's difficult to live with this guiltness, but I think you can do it all.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching News.mc, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Discover the full interview and more stories on our websites, News.mc and MonacoInfo.com. Next week we will receive Gad Elmaleh, stand-up comedian and actor. This show is intended to provide a summary of the past week's top stories for the English-speaking audience. For daily and real-time news updates in English, please visit News.mc and subscribe to our free daily newsletter. For French news, visit MonacoInfo.com. This show was brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties.